Oh, well, g'day. Welcome back to my vlog, I guess. It's been a really long time since I've actually done one of these. Might be a little bit out of practice in terms of doing my voiceovers, but I will try my absolute best. Now, a lot has happened since I've done my last vlog. I believe my last one was my 2023 Avia performance. From there, I have done, I competed in 2023 USAPL Nationals in Melbourne, and I did a lot better than what I did at my Avia performance. Avia it was probably the worst performance I have done in powerlifting so far. And look, I might have another bad performance coming up the next few months. I have no idea. And we can't predict these things until we really get onto the day. Do we let it affect us? No. We learn from it and we move on. And we really did learn from it. We really did learn how we can overcome these things from a mental perspective. If things slightly go wrong, even remotely go slightly wrong in competition, I know not to let it affect me and ruin the momentum into the other lifts. So I really felt like the AV performance that I put out was much needed to help me humble myself as a athlete. Well, I may as well go through my performance at the USAPL Nationals. So I went, what was it? I missed my first two squats. Reason being, first one was because of timing, because at the time we absolutely messed up, me and my handler, James Michael Young. Lots of love to James Michael Young for handling me on the day. He accidentally didn't refresh his phone. And what happened was we were late to the platform. I didn't put my knee sleeves on. I had my knee sleeves on, but they were folded down. And one thing that I didn't really register was that you cannot adjust your equipment on the platform. So I walk up to the platform and I have my knee sleeves down, my wrist straps aren't on. I'm calm, I'm collected. I'm really calm and collected at this point. Probably a little too calm and collected, which was detriment on my second attempt, which I'll explain in a second. And I then was told by the side ref, David James, lots of love to David James, that I can't enter the platform. When he told me to wait, I thought he was saying like, "Hey, dude, your knee sleeves aren't on. Make sure you put it on." And I was like to him, "Hey, Deej, I know I know. Don't worry about it." But little did I realize that he was telling me off as a referee, not warning me as a friend, and I had to step back, put my knee sleeves on and my wrist straps on. However, I got two red lights. There was a little bit of confusion on why I got two red lights when the head ref and the side ref, David James, told me that it was due to the time of me missing the clock, but the side ref gave me a white light. So it was quite confusing at the time. But look, it's fine. Something that we learn from next time. Make sure we refresh our phones every 2 seconds, which I do constantly now. But then getting into my second attempt, I got in there with, it was 240. So it was 227 the first attempt, and then it was 240 for second attempt. And I got in there in a very relaxed state, which shouldn't have been the case. Now, during my prep for squats have been moving amazingly, especially in the last week, where I got up to about 245 on squats. Could have done 250. I should have done 250. Regretted every single day of my life by now. I wanted to leave it for the platform, but when I got into the second attempt and we did the 240, it did not move up as fast as I expected, and I didn't push hard enough, and I gave up too early. So I got off the platform and I thought to myself, look, I maybe can do 250 in a good day. I don't know. So why dwell on it now when I don't feel like I have the capacity to do it and focus on what I can do? And I did. 240 was on my back. It moved up exactly the same, but in this case, I knew I had to get it because if I missed it, I would be disqualified. So I pushed as hard as I possibly could and I got it up. It was like hard, very hard, like probably an RP 9 to 10. And I definitely didn't have any other kilos in the tank. However, I just pushed it and I fucking got it through. So squats moved not as well as it should have. Moving into bench press. Now, bench press had been feeling amazing. I actually got a 12.5 kilo PB on my singles, moved from 150 up to 162.5. So that was absolutely insane. But going into the comp, I had I had coached the day before and on that day, and realized that as a national level judge, they were being very fair, but it was harsh in terms of the press command. And they had to be. They really had to be, which is perfectly fine. So I anticipated that. We had done 162.5 as a single, and it moved very well. We missed 167, which was fine. I only did 167 just because I was thinking to myself, if I can do 162, I can definitely do 165. So let's go 167. Missed it. So we're like, okay, we can only put our top end strength at about 160 to 165. But I spoke to Alex Delaporte, my coach, and my handler at the time, James Michael Young, and I told them, look, I'm not going to go anything more than 160. 160 will be a huge PB for me. It will put 10 kilos on my total PB, and it'll put 10 kilos on my bench PB. So I was playing it smart and decided 160, which was probably the best decision I've ever made in competition. And I don't really make my own decisions, but I just thought because my coach and my handler had a lot of faith in my bench abilities. Not that I didn't have faith in my bench abilities, I just anticipated that it was going to be hard from that pause that the refs were giving everybody. So I went up to the platform, did my 150, 155, then up to 160, and 160 moved very hard. However, it did move, and it moved well. So I was extremely happy with my performance on bench and my competition awareness and my competition intelligence and how it's increasing, because I'm picking out all these things that I've noticed as both a coach and a ref. I'm not even a ref, man. Both a coach and a competitor, and I put it together. So I utilized that. And by doing so, I got 10 plus kilos, 5 kilos on the total because I did the 155, and 10 kilos on my bench PB in competition. So it was absolutely, I was stoked with that. And 10 kilos are huge. I would have been happy with 157, not going to lie. But look, things were going amazing. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I could get like a mad PB on bench. Moving on to deadlifts. Now, this comp was so fun. It was so fun. Mostly because I had people that I could actually really fight against here. So it wasn't the fact of that I was much stronger than everybody else, and it wasn't the fact that I was much weaker than everyone else. There was a few competitors there that I could actually pit myself up against. So shout out to those competitors. They did fantastic. Going into deadlifts, it was mostly a waiting game to see on what the other competitors did. We approached the bar at, I think it was 260. Yeah, 260. Moved well. 275, moved fantastic. And it was up to my coach to decide, okay, what do we really have in the tank? I did 287.5 in training, and it moved well, slipped a little bit out of the hands, teeniest bit out of the hands up top, but it still moved well, and I was still happy with how it moved. So we decided on giving me 290, mostly from working with in training. We did 287, but because the 275 moved really well, we said 290. What would happen is I would win by dots. I would get a 690 total, and I would place second. So I was really, really, really going up to that bar and saying, I've got to fucking get this. I really have to fucking get this. Moving into it, Deads hadn't been feeling the best in training. I'd been changing the form up a little bit too much, mostly the starting position, which really affected my momentum coming into coming into training. But I really dialed it in the last week. So I managed to pull that 290, get it up, and it was just above the knees, just at the point of lockout. Now, the lockout had been the thing that had been the bane of my existence. It had not been getting up. And any time that I failed, it was just at the lockout. And this is what happened at Avia. So when it was up there, I could just think, oh no, this is Avia all over again. But I tried to pull as hard as I possibly could. And maybe, if I just pulled for a little bit longer, I could have got it up. But there's no point on me dwelling on that. The hand started to slip, and I noticed that the hand was starting to slip. And I just thought, look, I'm going to drop this. I'm really going to drop this. So I placed it down without the lockout, and I missed that 290. So I ended up getting that 675 total and placing fourth, because I lost to the third place guy because his body weight was much lower than mine, but he got the same total as me. So that was it. It was a great performance. I'm extremely happy with how I did. And even though I was quite upset that I missed out on placing, I still don't care, because I was very impressed with my, competition intelligence. I was very impressed with my ability to push fucking hard. And honestly, it just fueled me for next time. So I'm really excited for next competition. Not entirely sure when it will be, but we'll just have to wait and see what performance I can put out. So I'm looking for way more than the 400 dots that I'm at, and I love competing. It's so much fun. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Laters.